Hello, everybody, and welcome. This is Michael Losier. Now, this is a live class, and we have also people listening to it on an MP3 file. I hope you're enjoying the program and the files that you've been listening to so far. Now, for those of you that are listening to the MP3 files, I'm going to highly encourage that you go get a pen and paper because this is a class. And for those of you that have been on my classes know that, boy, you're going to be lots of writing and talking and note-taking and all kinds of other diagrams and stuff. The purpose that I do that, it really helps integrate the information. I know all of you want to get it and learn it and practice it fast. So this program is called Attract More Business Using Law of Attraction. Regardless of any kind of business that you're in, you can use it to attract more business. You can use Law of Attraction. Matter of fact, I have sold many thousands of books across Canada. It's a Canadian national bestseller, and I have zero marketing budget. I haven't spent any money on marketing, and I have a national Canadian bestseller. Thousands of copies are being purchased every week, and it's because I use Law of Attraction to attract, ideal booksellers and more publicity and free publicity and seminars and this and this and this. I can even attract sales on Amazon if I want. So you know what? I'd like to get double sales this month on Amazon. Just give it the attention, energy, and focus. That's what I'm going to teach you. I call it the non-traditional way to grow your business. You see, traditionally, you'd have to spend lots of time and money to grow your business. But this is like the revealing secret of how can I attract the ideal customer and client more business using Law of Attraction. That's what you're here to learn. Again, my name is Michael Losier. I'm the author of the Canadian bestseller book, Law of Attraction. You all know my website address. It's lawofattractionbook.com. You're going to be with me for 4 hours. Linda Story is going to be the guest on the last class who does EFT, stands for Emotional Freedom Technique. And, if I wasn't the Law of Attraction guy, I'd be the EFT guy. And when you hear Linda teach this technique, and it's actually going to get rid of lots of doubts that we have about attracting more money and more clients and all that other stuff, that little voice in your head, she's going to teach us how to delete it. Don't we love that? So that's on class number 4. So what I'm going to do is we're going to recap Law of Attraction, what it is, how it works, why you keep tracking what you're doing. I know some of you have heard it before. This will be a good recap for those that have heard it before. Remember, repetition helps integrate the information. And for those of you who are new, I know that you're going to enjoy the message as well. So the first thing I'd like you to do is to write down the definition of Law of Attraction. When I say the definition, I mean one that I've interpreted. I don't even know if you can find it in the dictionary, but Law of Attraction. I'd like you to write this down. I attract to my life whatever I give my attention, energy, and focus to. Ooh, I love that. You mean whatever I give my attention, energy, and focus to, I can have more of it. I'm saying, that's all you need to do is give it attention, energy, and focus. But I'm not quite done the sentence. Here's the rest of the sentence. Whether wanted or unwanted. Say, well, why would I want to attract something that I don't want? Well, you don't want to attract something that you don't want, but I know that you know that I know that we're all attracting things that we don't want. Maybe not large things, but maybe little minute things. But we're attracting things that we don't want. I'd like you to double underline the word unwanted, and I promise you're going to understand really clearly shortly why it is that you're attracting things that you don't want. So draw a big line underneath that. We're kind of done with that. That's the definition. That's the definition. It really doesn't explain what it is. So Law of Attraction, it's all about vibes. There's an interesting kind of funky word to use. It's all about vibes. Now, whenever we're, particularly teenagers and younger folks, whenever they're talking about something, they like to use the word vibe. They'll say things like, wow, does that person ever give off a good vibe? I like the vibes in this room. It's cool. Or when they meet somebody, they'll say, wow, that person's sending off a negative vibe. Are most of you used to using the word vibe to describe those kind of moods or feelings? Yes?
Yes. Yes.
Yes or no? Okay, good. Now, is it true that you can pick up somebody's negative vibe even without talking to them?
Yes. Yes, you can.
Yes, you don't even need to know their name, and it's like, wow, are they ever giving off a negative vibe? So in that case, I'd like you to write this down. A vibe equals a mood or a feeling. So every time we talk about vibes, we're just talking about this mood or feeling that we're picking up. Now, of course, the word vibe comes from a longer word. What's that word?
Vibration.
Vibration. So I'd like you to write down a vibe equals a vibration. Now, vibration is kind of a foreign word, but, over the last year or so, I'm seeing it used way more often. Probably in another 5 years, it'll be a common everyday word. But now you get it. Oh, the word vibe is really taken from the word vibration, and a vibe is a mood or a feeling. So if a vibe is a mood or a feeling, that means every mood or feeling that you have has a what?
A vibration.
A vibration. And when do you have a mood or a feeling?
All the time.
All the time.
Right now, and right now, and right now.
Mm-hmm.
All the time. At every moment of every second of every hour of every day, everybody has a mood or a feeling. Right now, you all have a mood or a feeling. So that means right now, you're all sending a vibration, sending it or putting it out or emitting it. Remember, when somebody's in a really cranky mood, you can physically feel their negative vibe. And when someone's feeling blissful and abundant and in love, you can feel their vibe. Mm-hmm. So a vibe is a feeling. Every moment you have a feeling, so every moment you have a vibration. And in the vibrational world, how many kinds of vibes are there? There's 2.
2, negative, positive?
That's right. So draw a line down the middle of your page about 5 inches, 5 lines deep. On the top of the left-hand column, write negative vibes. And on the top of the column, write positive vibes. So we're going to do a little brainstorm here, and I'd like to hear from the first person. What's a mood or a feeling that when you have it, boy, does it ever cause you to send off a negative vibe? Who's got an answer for that?
Anger.
Anger. So I'm feeling anger. When I feel anger, when I'm angry, am I sending off a negative vibe?
Absolutely.
Did I do it on purpose?
No.
No, I didn't say myself, okay, Michael, you're really ticked off now. Now you need to send a negative vibration to match that. It does not happen that way.
Right.
Okay, next.
Sadness.
Sadness. Okay. What else?
Loneliness.
Loneliness. A couple more?
Disappointment.
Disappointment. So you're feeling angry and sadness and loneliness and disappointment and grief and shame and blame and guilt and frustration.
Fear.
Fear. Doubt. Resistance. I bet you there are 1,000 words in the dictionary that are used to describe negative emotion.
Wow, a lot.
But there's different degrees of negative emotion, too. In other words, if I'm irritated with something, is that a negative emotion?
No.
Yes.
Yeah. If I'm really ticked off, is that a negative emotion?
Yes.
Sure.
Yes. They're both negative, but you can see how they're on different versions of the scale. One of them might be a little slight negative vibe, and one of them is a really strong one. But they're still on the negative side. So let's go to the positive vibrations. What are some moods or feelings that when you have them, they cause you to offer a positive vibe?
Abundance. Happiness.
Okay, abundance, happiness.
Right.
What, joy, bliss, content, appreciation, gratitude, excitement. Again, hundreds of words. It'd be a really fun exercise if anybody wanted to do it, to go through the dictionary and highlight every feeling word. They would end up in one of these columns. You all understand that?
Sure.
Every feeling word ends up in one of these columns. And, some people say, well, what about the feeling in the middle? There isn't one. If there was, it would have a name. And if you could get to that feeling, it wouldn't last very long anyway. Well, somebody said, well, what about content? What vibration is content, positive or negative?
Positive.
It's positive. Every mood or feeling falls into one of these categories. And when do you have a mood or feeling?
All
right
the time.
now and right now and right now.
Are you making fun of me? Are you mocking me? Right now and right now and right now and right now, everybody has a mood or a feeling. So that means right now and right now and right now, everybody's offering a vibration, either negative or positive. Here's the most important thing that I learned in 1994 that changed my life to help me understand all this. I'd like you to write this down. At every moment, I am sending a vibration, whether negative or positive. Everybody believe that so far?
Sure.
That making sense? Sure. You know, because, you know, right now, we all have a feeling, we're all sending a vibration. Big capital letters, and at every moment, law of attraction, and in brackets write science. That's what law of attraction is, it's a science. And at every moment, law of attraction is responding to my vibration by giving me, capital letters, more, double underline, of the same. I'm going to have somebody read that back. Who can do that?
This is Melanie.
Hey, Melanie, go ahead.
At every moment, I am sending a vibration, whether negative or positive, and at every moment, law of attraction, or science, is responding to my vibration by giving me more of the same.
Oh, I was hoping it was going to sound better when you said it. You mean it's going to give me more of a negative vibration?
Absolutely.
Now, that's a, you know, this sentence was my most profound. The next one was really important, is that law of attraction is a science. And it doesn't decide, and it doesn't make decisions, and it doesn't have a conscience, and it doesn't have favoritism, and it isn't prejudice. It is obedient. So as I'm offering a negative vibration, it's checking and checking and checking, and then what is it doing after it checks and finds the vibration? It matches it and gives me more of the same, whether negative or positive. It doesn't know the difference. It's not a human being. It doesn't have feelings. It's a science. It's obedient.
That's why it's a law.
That's why it's called the law. It's pretty black and white. This is the law. If law of attraction had a voice, it would say, my job is to match vibrations perfectly. So the question is, what is the vibration that we're sending? Well, to find out what the vibration is that you're sending, you just need to take a look and see what you're getting. It's a perfect match, particularly around business and clients. Now, remember we said earlier, whatever you give your attention, energy, and focus to. I'm sure some of you, I mean, I have before when I was coaching and, had a client that canceled an appointment. And in that very moment, I was given attention, energy, and focus to them canceling. And then I decided to tell two friends, and then to talk about it, and then to write about it, and then to post it, and then to tell somebody else, and then to remember it, and then to think about it over and over and over again. So all that time, was I giving it more attention, energy, and focus?
Absolutely.
And what was law of attraction picking up when it was checking my vibration as I spent 2 hours talking about a canceling client?
Negative.
And now it matched that same vibration. And then what happened? I started a roll. What was happening then?
You called two friends and two more
friends.
Yeah,
so I gave it lots of attention, lots of focus. And then what started to happen in my business?
More people started to cancel.
That's right. And then have you ever caught yourself saying, what's up with this? All my clients are canceling. What's up with this? And now you understand that, yes, you were on a roll, and now you understand why the roll was continuing on. Your observation of that, your observation of that, your observation of that brought more of that. So ideally, we want to learn how to be more deliberate in the vibration that we're sending. We want to be deliberate attractors. I'd like you to write this down. Deliberate attraction. That's what you're learning how to do. You're here to learn how to deliberately attract more clients and customers. So deliberate attraction equals deliberate vibrations. If you want to deliberately attract something, you need to deliberately offer vibrations. And law of attraction is matching vibrations. If you want to attract more clients, you need to offer the vibration of clients. If you want to attract more pizza, you need to attract the vibration of pizza. In other words, whatever you want more of, you need to be offering that vibration. But most people don't offer that vibration. Now, You all remember about don't, not, and no. I'm sure you're familiar with that. Whenever you say don't, not, and no, you just gave attention to what you didn't want. So whenever you say the words don't, not, and no, in the very moment, what does your little voice say now? So,
what do you want?
What do I want? That's drilled in your head, isn't it, Susie?
It certainly is.
Yeah, whenever we catch ourselves saying what we don't want, say, what do I want? And remember, when you go from what you don't want to what you do want, the words change. When the words change, the vibration changes. And how many vibrations can you have at any time?
2.
1. There's negative vibrations and there's positive vibrations. If you have a negative vibration, you cannot have a positive one. If you have a positive one, you can't have a negative one at the same time. Just a reminder, you can press *6 on your phone if you're wondering how to. That's okay. So what do I want? Now, next section I want you to write down this. It's called Formula for Deliberate Attraction. That's what you all want to do. You know, law of attraction is existing in your life right now, whether you like it or not, or whether you understand it or not, or whether you believe it or not. Right now and right now and right now, all of you are attracting whatever it is that you're getting. We want to be more deliberate. It's like, hey, I want to deliberately attract something. Well, isn't it nice to know there's a formula for that? And there's 3 steps to the formula. So I'm going to give you all 3 steps and write these down. Step 1, identify my desire. Come down a couple spaces, write step 2, give my desire attention. Remember in the opening paragraph I said whatever you give your attention, energy, and focus to, you'll get more of it? Guess what? Once you've identified what you want, you need to give it attention, energy, and focus. And then step 3 is allow it. And in this recording, we're going to learn more about identifying our desire. Now, a lot of people think, oh, that's easy. But most people aren't good at identifying what they do want. They're really good at identifying what
they don't want.
Oh, can't you hear people talk about what they don't want? It's rampant. It's everywhere. I go to coffee shops and I overhear people complaining about what they don't want. And when they talk about what they don't want, they're giving it attention, energy, and focus. And as they do that, law of attraction gives them more, and they say, this is exactly what I didn't want. This is exactly what I didn't want. And if law of attraction had a voice, it would say, it's exactly what you've been giving your attention, energy, and focus to, and I'm a matcher of vibrations. I did a good job, didn't I? So step 1. Now, we need a tool for that. In other words, if I just told you to go get more clear about your desire, it's like, well, how do I do that? So underneath step 1, I'd like you to write clarity through contrast worksheet. Because we want something to do, right? Tell me what to do. Well, I'm going to tell you what to do. It's a clarity through contrast worksheet. So let's go to a blank piece of paper. And on the very top, write clarity through contrast worksheet. Clarity through contrast worksheet. At the very bottom of the page, I want you to write contrast equals anything that doesn't feel good. Contrast equals anything that doesn't feel good. So clarity through contrast worksheet. Now we're going to use this worksheet. Now for this example, we're going to use clients or customers. We're going to interchange those two. So underneath that sentence, write my ideal client / customer. So some people I might ask somebody, well, what is your ideal client? They say, I don't know, my ideal client is someone that, that has money. But would you want somebody that has money that was rude and not kind and all that other stuff? So that's not ideal. It's kind of ideal. They're partly ideal. So what we're going to do here is on the top of the left-hand column, write the word contrast. On the top of the the top of the left-hand contrast, on the top of the right, clarity. And I'm going to teach you how observing what you don't want can bring you more clarity. Matter of fact, this is important. Knowing what you don't want is important. I want you to pre-number 1 to 10 on the contrast side. So 1, 2, 3, and 10. So I want to hear from each of you at least once or twice. This might not really be happening to you, but let's just say we're interviewing somebody that has a business or that has clients and customers, and we want to kind of find out what their contrast is. What are some things that they don't like about their customers or clients? What's the first thing we can put here?
Won't return phone calls.
Yeah, so they don't return phone calls. Let's put number one is they don't return phone calls. Boy, that's contrast. What else?
Don't pay their fee on time.
Yeah, they don't pay on time. That's more contrast. And we're still interviewing this person. They said, so far, these people I'm attracted, they don't return their phone calls, they don't pay their bill on time. What else?
Flaky.
They're flaky. In other words, scattered. Let's use both of those words for number 3. They're flaky and they're scattered. What else?
They're always late.
Oh, they're always late. I keep attracting clients that are always late. Okay, what else?
Always cancel.
They always cancel.
They always cancel appointments.
They cancel appointments, yes. And if you're having a problem trying to think about something on the list, go back a client ago or 2 clients ago or 4 clients ago. Was there anything that happened there that was a little niggly for you that you didn't like? See how that generated an answer? They're negative. They're just negative people. What else?
They don't listen.
They don't listen. They don't trust. Let's put that there. They don't trust. A big one, I don't have enough. Put that. I don't have enough clients. Anybody ever hear anybody say they're hard to find?
Right.
Number 10, they're hard to find. So let's pretend that we're talking to somebody in a coffee shop, and we've taken out a placemat, we've drawn a line down on the napkin, we drew a line down the middle, and we're just having a conversation with them. We said, so tell us about your, and they say, oh, business isn't very good. Of course, we can tell by their vibration it isn't very good, right? Just by saying, oh, it's not very good, we're thinking, no wonder if you knew what I knew, you'd know why you're getting what you're getting. Say, so tell me what's going on. Tell me about some of your clients. What don't you like? And they say, well, they're not returning phone calls. That really irritates me. And they don't pay on time, and they're flaky, and they're all over the board. They're always late, and some of them are canceling appointments, and they're negative, and they don't listen, and they don't trust, and I don't have enough of them, and they're really hard to find. So we wouldn't be too far off to say that this is the kind of clients they're getting, right? You see what this exercise does. Oh, by the way, I only have 10 items. Is it limited to 10?
No.
You notice how one negative thought generated another one, generated another one, generated another one, generated another one? How long did it take? It took about 6 minutes to do this list.
Right.
So if your list is 100 long, it's 100 long. And if you're stuck and you can't think of anybody, go open your file folders. So, oh, yes, I remember him. I haven't worked with him in ages. Here's what drove me crazy about him or her. So you can take time to build the list. But what this list did, it articulated the vibration that person's sending. And if that's what that person's sending, can law of attraction not match it? It has to match that vibration. It doesn't know the difference. Law of attraction isn't saying, well, that's what she doesn't want. Law of attraction is saying, hey, I match vibrations. So we wouldn't be the least bit surprised that all of this person's clients are like that or parts of. Remember, if you're curious and you want to know what the vibes are you're sending in any area of your life, for you folks, if you want to know what the vibes are you're sending off about your business, if you want to know what your vibes are you're sending off about sales, if you want to know what the vibes are you're sending off about attracting new customers and clients and new business partners, if you want to know what the vibes are you're sending in any of those areas, go take a look and see what you're getting. It's a perfect match. So whatever you're getting in sign-ups and referrals and sales is matching your vibration. This person here, boy. But here's the good news. And the good news is that we can change vibrations. Underneath this worksheet near the very bottom, I want you to draw 3 boxes beside each other, the size of match boxes, or a package of matches, just that size. The first box, I want you to write the word word, W-O-R-D, like I had to spell it, but the word word. The second box, I'm going to give you 2 words, one on top of the other. The first word is thoughts. Underneath it, in brackets, write made up of words. Made up of words. So a thought is a string of words that forms a sentence. And after you have a thought, then what do you get?
Feeling.
Feelings. So in the third box, write feelings / vibrations. Are they the same thing?
Uh-huh.
Okay, feelings and vibration. Underneath that, write the negative sign and positive sign. Now, I know this is going to sound really simple, and it might challenge your current beliefs on things, but let's look at those three boxes. They all feed into each other. The third box, if I'm having a negative emotion about something, where did it come from?
Previous thought.
Oh, really? So I was thinking something negative that generated the negative thought, the negative vibration. So what was in the thought that generated the negative thought, that generated the negative vibration? What was in that thought?
Previous words.
Some words. Now, are there words that cause us to offer a negative vibration? You know what? You just have to take the list that we built. There's three really common words. Underneath the box of words, write the word don't, not, and no. N-O, and not is N-O-T. I'm even going to spell them for you. In other words, when you include those words into your thoughts, you now gave attention to what you didn't want, which is a negative vibration. So what is the best way to change vibrations?
Change your words.
You change your words, which inevitably changes your thoughts. So if you're having a negative emotion, by the way, if you're having really positive vibrations, can you change them to a negative vibration?
Instantly.
Instantly, by changing what?
The words.
By changing the words. So I want you to put a circle around the words don't, not, and no. Draw a line through it as if do not use. Now, I know that you know that I know that you know that we're going to be using don't, not, and no, because that's what we do. But I'm going to give you a correction. So beside the words don't, not, and no, I want you to write this sentence. So, what do I want? You know, we're just recapping this again. So what do I want? All of that to say, let's move back up to our list. You see how we built the list of what we don't want? What vibration was that?
Negative.
Yeah, so beside the word contrast, write negative, or draw a little negative symbol. If I want to get to the other side, the clarity side, what question do I need to ask?
What do I want?
What do I want? So in between the word contrast and clarity, write the sentence. So what do I want? Now, the purpose of this exercise is to identify desire. Now, this worksheet doesn't have anything about desire in it, does it? Has the word contrast, has the word clarity. In brackets, behind the word clarity, write clarity, birth, that's B-I-R-T-H-S, clarity, birth, desire. The whole purpose of this worksheet is to get desire. How do I get it? I get clarity. Clarity comes from contrast. Now, do you ever notice when you get clear about something how it feels? Maybe you're shopping for some clothes or a TV or a sofa or something. You say, that's exactly what I want. I love that. I like it in this color. I like that. I like that. And how did that clarity feel? It feels good. That was your desire. That was the birthing of the positive vibration. So in order to get to desire, I need to get clear. In order to get clear, I need to know what I don't want. Now, somebody might say, well, you know, you're teaching us to be more positive, but we just built a list of 10 negative things. Why was it okay to build a list of 10 negative things?
It helps get to clarity.
It helps get to clarity. And what's the key to how long we observe that contrast? Briefly. I want you to write in the margin somewhere. Observe, contrast, briefly. And I'm really careful to tell you, not to tell you how long briefly is. When it comes to a smell, how long is briefly?
As long as you can stand it.
Yeah, but how long is briefly for most people when it comes to something that doesn't smell good? Like a nanosecond?
Right.
Like, oh, I don't like that. When it comes to relationships, how long is briefly? 40 years?
27.
20, okay, 20. You win, 27. When it comes to your job, how long is briefly? You know, I had a government job that I didn't like for a number of years, and I observed it way longer than briefly. And what happens when you observe contrast longer?
It lasts longer.
It lasts longer, and you get more of it. So observe contrast briefly. You know what? We spent 6 minutes over. We spent 6 minutes on it. That wasn't enough even to set the energy in motion. We want to get to clarity, so let's go through our list again one at a time. Don't return phone calls. A little voice in my head says, ding, 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 ding. Hey, you just said what you didn't want, and the question is, so?
What do I want?
So the very first one, you know, I don't like that people don't return phone calls, and I would say, so what do you want? Who wants to answer that first? They don't return phone calls. What do you want?
All my clients return my calls promptly.
Yeah, return calls promptly. Okay, number 2. Oh, by the way, we've already converted the contrast to clarity. What can we do with number 1, where they don't return? Yeah, we're done looking at it. Cross it off, please. Next one, they don't pay on time. So what do you want?
I want to receive payment on time
and
with ease.
I want them to pay on time. Cross off, don't pay on time. It's pretty simple, isn't it? They're flaky. I keep attracting flaky and scattered clients. So what do you want?
Intelligent. Intelligent and focused clients.
Intelligent, focused. What other words can we use?
Accountable.
See how one positive thought generates another one, Organized. Go ahead, Susie.
They're accountable.
Organized,
Secure.
accountable. What else? Secure. You see how we just keep birthing more and more? Okay, let's cross off flaky, scattered. Oh, they're always late. So what do you want?
Always on time.
On time. Prompt. Cross off always late. They always cancel appointments. What do you want?
Reliable.
Reliable. What else? Some other words?
Committed.
Committed. Do they keep their appointments? Yeah, they keep their appointments. They're reliable. Good. Some of them are a little bit negative. So what do you want?
Positive.
Positive people. Okay.
Upbeat.
Upbeat. Uplifting.
Fun.
Fun. Okay, next one. Oh, they're not very good listeners. They don't listen very well. That's what you don't want. What do you want?
Approachable.
Approachable. What else?
Great listeners.
Great listeners. Good communicators. Next one, they don't trust. What do you want? They trust me. They like my advice. And the last one, or the last two rather, I don't have enough clients. Well, what do you want?
Have an abundance of clients.
An abundance of clients. Now, here's the reason, instead of putting the number, I like to say an abundance of clients, because an abundance of clients to me might be 5, and for Susie it might be 25. So I don't want to tell you what number to put there, but abundance will feel different for each of you. You all understand that?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
It might be higher or lower. So we don't want to say, well, it can only be 5 or 25. It's like, you know what abundance is. You don't even have to put a number to it. And the very last one, clients are hard to find. So what do you want?
They find me.
Yeah, they find me. Anything else? If they're hard to find, what do we want?
Clients are everywhere.
They're everywhere. They're easy to attract. Okay, let's see if we proved our point. I'm going to read our list of our ideal client. Remember, this exercise is to help us arrive. So would this be an ideal? Matter of fact, go up to the top and double underline ideal. Would this be an ideal client? My ideal client returns calls. They pay on time. They're intelligent. They're focused. They're organized. They're accountable. They're on time. They keep their appointments. They're reliable. They're positive. They're upbeat. They're uplifting. They're approachable. They're great listeners. They're good communicators. They trust me. They like me. They like my advice. I have an abundance of them. They find me. They're everywhere. Would that make an ideal client?
Yahoo!
Yes.
Yeah. Do you know, is this possible? Does anybody have that kind of client on the planet? Yes.
Yes.
I did. All my clients were like that. That's what I offered vibrationally. So let's just go back and review what we talked about. When you talk about what you don't want, you offer a negative vibration. When you go from what you don't want to what you do want, the words change. And when the words change, the vibration changes. And how many vibrations can you hold at any time?
One.
And as you're holding the new vibration, when is law of attraction checking?
Right now and right now and right now and right now.
How does it know what you offered vibrationally yesterday?
Because you got it today.
Right. But how does law of attraction remember what you offered vibrationally yesterday?
It doesn't.
It doesn't. So this is really good news. Now, somewhere, my page is full. I don't know if you guys have room to write it, but in big block letters, write the word reset button. You all have a reset button. Who can tell me where we use a reset button now? Anybody?
Computer?
Your computer. Your computer goes wonky. You press the reset button, it fixes it. So if there's an area in your business, like today we did an ideal client, and you don't like the clients that you're getting, they're not really, you can tell by how you feel that they're not a match, right? You can just tell. Say, you know what, these clients aren't really a match for me. I'd like to reset these. Wouldn't that be nice to be able to reset your clients? Now, go to that box where we put words, thoughts, feelings. If you wanted to reset the experience that you were getting in the end, you'd simply need to reset your vibration. This exercise that we just did is your reset button. You are resetting your vibration, and I promise you, and I know many of you know it already, when you change your vibration, you change the results that you're getting. I'd like you to write that down. When I change my vibration, I change the results I'm getting. Next sentence, I can reset what I'm getting by changing my vibration. Okay. Now, here's what happens to some people. Some people, when they first doing this work, maybe they have 3 clients, and maybe their clients are all like this person's. They're a combination of all of these things. And you have reset your vibration, and now you're holding this pure positive vibration. Are your current clients matching your new vibration?
No.
No. So what might happen to you two energetically between you and your current clients? Are they going to be a match anymore?
No.
Yeah.
So how will that feel? Will you experience some resistance with them? It's like, oh, I still have this customer, and I really don't like this customer. They're rude, and they don't pay on time, and they're always trying to beat me down on a price. I don't like doing that anymore. And now you go back to that old trap and say, you know what? My ideal client pays on time, has lots of money, is kind and generous. See, the distance between the client that you want and the client that you have equals the amount of resistance that you feel. I'd like you to write that down. The distance between my ideal client and my existing client is equal to the resistance I feel. So if I go through my client base and I pull out my first client, who's Betty, and she is all of these things, she's kind and pays on time, do her and I have resistance with each other?
No.
No, because she's so close. We're a match. When we talk about being a match, I'm talking about being a vibrational match. So somewhere in the margins or a new piece of paper, just write, I'm matching vibrationally. That's what we want. I want to match vibrationally. But maybe I'll have some clients that are really far away from my ideal client. That means there's lots of resistance. Some of them just might fall off of your radar. Did you ever have a friend like that in your life that wasn't a really match and they just kind of dissipated from your life?
Yes.
And you never really had to get in a fight with them, did you? It's like, oh, I wonder where they went. I haven't heard from them in years. It's because you weren't in vibrational harmony with them. Remember, when you hold your vibration at a certain point, in this case, we're going to hold our vibration at a really high client, that's what we're going to match more of. Now, in our next class, on the next MP3, we're going to learn more about, well, how do I, which is step 2. Step 2 says you need to give it attention, energy, and focus. If I build this list of my ideal client, which I did right now, and I put it in a sock drawer, is that going to help? Yes or no? Is that going to help?
No.
No. What do I need to be doing to this new desire that I have?
Giving it attention and focus.
That's right, because law of attraction is pretty obedient. It says whatever you give your attention, energy, and focus. You want more clients? What do you need to be offering vibrationally? More clients. If you want more marbles, what do you need to be offering vibrationally? Marbles. If you want more abundance, what do you need to be offering? The vibration of abundance. You see, this new vibration that you have isn't one that exists for you, so we need to deliberately offer it. That's why we're called deliberate attractors, by the way. We need to deliberately offer that vibration, and you're going to learn more about it in the next class. But for now, we did ideal customer and client. What are some other areas of business that you could do, or we could just help build a list? So let's build a list of, let's give it a title and call it Law of Attraction, to attract my ideal, and go ... Law of attraction, attract my ideal. So let's put what we've learned so far. Ideal client, and underneath it, ideal customer. Okay, what are some other things in business that you'd want to make sure it's ideal for you?
Business partners.
Business partners, my ideal business partner. Do you think you could find any contrast in any past business partner that you had?
Yes.
Sure. It's not a bad thing. It just happens, right?
Mm-hmm.
What else?
Financial situation.
My ideal financial situation.
Projects.
My ideal project. Oh, well, we love that. I want to work on my ideal project. Now, I know some of you are in business where referrals are really important. Does anybody ever have any contrast around the referrals they get?
Sure.
You bet they do. It's like, well, that was a waste of time. It wasn't a referral at all. So do you suppose you'd want to identify what your ideal referral is? Put that down. What is my ideal referral?
Income.
What's my ideal income?
Ideal employees.
My ideal employee. Imagine businesses that go through hundreds and hundreds of resumes when it's all they need to do is say, what is the ideal person we want here? You know, my ideal, this is for my business, my ideal web designer. Does anybody ever have contrast with their web designer? My ideal host from my website. My ideal merchant account supplier. Hey, if you like what you're getting, then keep offering that vibration. You don't need to change it. So you can see we're talking here about attracting more business, which is more customers and clients. Oh, my ideal marketing avenue. Has anybody ever done marketing that bombed and didn't work for them?
Oh, yeah.
That's right. So, you know, any of these things here, you can build a list of contrast. In other words, here's the question. I want you to write this down. What am I telling myself about this? And in brackets, it could be clients, customers, business partners, your project, your referrals, your income, your employees, your web designer. What am I telling myself? This exercise, that clarity through contrast exercise, will articulate what you're telling yourself. Now, some of you that that are in direct sales. I mean, some of you are wanting to attract ideal people in your downline and ideal business partners. You could build a list, the same thing. Well, I keep getting people that don't stay committed, or I keep getting people that leave after 2 months. Well, if that's what you're offering vibrationally, that's what you're going to get. So here's your homework before your next class and before you listen to the next MP3, is that I want you to come up with at least another 25 pieces of contrast. And if you're having problems figuring it out, what can you do?
Focus on what you don't want?
No, not yet. Remember, you're building the list of contrasts, and you got stuck, and you're thinking, I can't think of anything more that I don't like. What can you do to help spur you on?
Think of the past.
Go to the past. Go to your file folders and literally open them up and say, what did Betty do? I mean, you're not sitting here trying to pick on anybody. You say, oh, Betty was great, but you know what? She didn't really give me referrals, and I have a referral business, so if that was, I would have liked for her to give me referrals. And you might even have file folders. I mean, I had file folders that I had to turn around because every time I looked at their name, I'd get a little niggly. You know what I mean by that?
Mm-hmm.
It's like, oh.
I use the word squidgy.
Squidgy? Okay, we're going to use the word squidgy and nigglies when you look at them. Well, then get rid of the file folder. If it doesn't feel good, get rid of it. So I'm going to recap what we learned today. Briefly, we learned that, not briefly, but in short rather, we learned that whatever you're getting is whatever you're vibrating. I mean, how is that for short and simple? If you want to know what the vibrations that you're sending off about any area that we just discussed, referrals and projects and sales and customers and clients and marketing and so on, you want to know what the vibe that you're sending? Well, go take a look and see what you're getting. It's bang on. It's a perfect match. You've learned that you can reset what you're getting by resetting the vibration. And you learn that resetting the vibration simply by resetting the words, and you learn that the words don't, not, and no are usually and mostly the culprit or the reason why you're getting what you don't want. We want to become more deliberate attractors, so we're using the formula for deliberate attraction. And to become a more deliberate attractor, we need to be more deliberate in our vibrations. So there's a 3-step formula. The first step is, what do you want? Well, we're not really good. Boy, are we ever good at talking about what we don't want. This exercise will always, the name of the exercise is identify your ideal something. Did that help us identify an ideal client?
Yes.
Sure. You bet it did. So that's the exercise. Find out what you don't want. You can only birth clarity when you find out what you don't want. I mean, let's just take going to a restaurant. Yeah. Have any of you ever gone to a restaurant not knowing what you wanted?
Sure.
Sure we have. But you go down the menu and you say, oh, that's too greasy. Oh, that's too filling. Oh, that's too light. That's too cilantro-ish. That's too expensive. In other words, you go through the whole list to find all the things that you don't like and say, particularly when I'm looking at soup, I like to eat soup. Soup that I don't like is puree soup. I mean, you might as well give me, why isn't it just tomato juice? I mean, tomato soup is tomato juice to me. So what I do like is hearty soup. So if I go down the list of soups, I'm first looking, that's too, potato leek. I mean, who likes potato leek? And, puree something. It's like, for me, I don't like that. So, but when I see the one I like, it's because I birthed the clarity. It's like, look at that. It's hearty. It's got vegetable. It's got spices. It's got things in it. So you're making your decisions when you get something to eat at a restaurant based on what you didn't like. Same with you go through your CD collection. Don't like that, don't like that. Oh, that's what I want. And how do you know when you found the right ideal thing for you? You can tell by how.
Feels
How
good.
you feel.
There you go. You can tell by how you feel. So to recap again, your homework is to build more of your contrast list, birth more clarity, cross off the contrast, then build a new list. And I promise you, just by building the new list, you'll have set the energy in motion. You'll have set the energy in motion. When does the motion start? The motion starts whenever you give it attention, energy, and focus. So that concludes tonight's class, step 1 of attracting more business and more clients using law of attraction. I'm going to end the call. And before you get to class number, MP3 number 2, certainly do the homework. So have fun with all of this. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye. Night.